Good morning, Writing 394. This is Professor Anderson with a intro to week 6, a day late. I apologize. I recorded this yesterday morning and thought for sure I had uploaded it, and I did not. I'm just noticing as I get back into the class this morning as I get my day going. So here we go into week 6, and I want to share with you what the focus for this week is. It's really determining and understanding how the secondary research that you have done on your research topic can be integrated into and with the primary research that you need to do and explore with your topic. So you'll see here this great link on the understanding the difference between qualitative and quantitative research. So quantitative, it has the word quantity. It is things that you can tabulate, you can calculate, you can fix a number to. For example, if you're going with a paperless office, if that's your, going paperless in your office, if that's your topic for your research paper, quantitative research questions, primary research questions would be, how many reams of paper will be saved? How much money does that equate to? Real hard facts, numbers that can be populated. Qualitative research is more the feeling, emotional, or gauging the understanding of your research subject. So how many would like to see cloud-based data storage? How many are familiar, would or feel comfortable with cloud-based storage? So you're getting an understanding for how someone feels about it or where their interests lie versus a hard data number database. So the difference between them, although they can be, calculated in terms of number reports and generated. One focuses on, literally counting the beans, and the other one focuses on, well, do you like green beans or red beans? So the difference between quantitative and qualitative is a very important topic to understand, because depending upon your topic, you will need to know what type of research that you should, primary research that is, that you should conduct. Okay, so given that example of going paperless, you may want to, if you were trying to persuade the company that your bottom line, your secondary research shows that going paperless saves organizations a lot of money, your primary research will focus on exactly that. You will target how many reams of paper do you use, how much are copier resources, or does it cost, or what is, how many machines does it require? If you are going on, let's take a slightly different topic, but maybe introducing a recycling program at your office space, you could ask the questions of, and you could ask the questions in both ways. In a quantitative, a numbers-based survey, you could ask how many recycling facilities are on each floor. In a qualitative type of research question, you could ask, how likely are you to use a recycling receptacle if it were close by, close to your desk? So one, you're asking for the number, and the other one, you're asking the availability, the likelihood of the recipient. So both of those types of primary research questions are fundamental. If your research project focuses on saving the company money by going paperless, well, you would want to focus and target on those hardcore numbers in quantitative data. If your research paper is going towards, say, I'm just using these fictitious examples. So, and although some, have expressed interest in these, if your research project focuses on how to train your staff to use recycling, a training program to help your company utilize and recycle more, you would want to use qualitative data. You would want to understand what's the likelihood of those employees to use it? How interested are they in the program? How important would a professional development session be in creating this program? So the difference is Again, quantitative is quantity, numbers. Qualitative is quality, likelihoods. And inside of your primary research, you want to make sure that you have a mix of both to be able to express and explain um, your research focus. And depending on that research focus, you'll probably have more of one than the other. So that's really the focus of this week. Is this week, as it says in that target area towards the bottom, it says you're going to be able to summarize what your secondary research shows, and then be able to tailor how your primary research is delivered and acquired and then integrated into and within your secondary research to persuade your audience. You'll be able to understand where that fits into your research-based report with respect to the components. And again, those are outlined in this week, and I'll show you that in just a moment, and to be able to understand the difference between the contrast. So let's look here. It's in week 6 that the template is provided. And again, this is your research-based report. It tells you, this PDF shows you all of the components, and then all inside of those resources on the content page on the side, you will find a list, examples, several examples of how to do this. So here are the components of the report. And you want to make certain that you follow this. There will be several future screencasts on each one of these. So working through each of them, you should be able to coordinate your final research paper. And so on Sunday of this week, is when your rough draft of your final report is due, and it's due 2 weeks in advance of the end of the class. So it's due the 28th this week. And don't forget, please make sure that you're going into the assignments tab to upload them. That way you'll be able to really see the difference of where the rough draft goes and the final, especially those. So the rough draft is due on the 28th, and that gives a huge turnaround time for you to be able to collect more data, to be able to have the feedback. If you have several rough drafts that you would like to peruse, please do so. I am happy at all times to offer feedback on any and all writing. But once it's into the final folder, then that's my understanding that you are ready for me to assess that. I strongly recommend everyone utilize the Effective Writing Center, and you can find that right here underneath the resources. And just as Nancy Hardy gave you that awesome workshop in week 3, the Effective Writing services, or the Effective Writing Center, allows you to submit your paper for additional feedback. So please make good use of that. I think that you'll find it very helpful. I look forward, as we move into the last strides of this course, I look forward to working with you.